the second goal of curing the world of moral ills, how could this be done? And according to Sote-san, he spelled out moral rules, and that is in what is called awareness and requital of beneficence. That's it. If you can change the life of resentment to the life of gratitude, you can change a hell to a paradise. But what is the actual way of doing it? It is, first, what do you mean by beneficence? The word beneficence is used in the sense that the fish in the water cannot live without water. Water doesn't have any volition to help them, but it's there. But without water, the fish will be all dead. Human beings owe their life to what Sote-san called fourfold beneficence. First one, heaven and earth. Second one, parents. Third, fellow beings or brethren. Fourth, laws, which includes moral and penal and the civil laws all put together. Not only civil laws and the penal laws, but also the teaching of the great sages, which spell out the right way of good life and so on. Without them, we cannot exist. Think of the law. How are we indebted to the laws? Very simple. Suppose there's no law, penal laws and so on. The whole world will be worse than beast world. Those smart ones, big ones, will go to the gun shop and get the AK-47 and start shooting, right? If there's no laws. If there's no traffic laws, what would happen? We'll be all dead. This, Grandmaster Sote-san saw almost 100 years ago. We owe our life to the laws. There are certain bad laws, all right, but still, without them we cannot live. As Socrates said, in the jail, waiting for the religious ship returning from certain isle, and then when it arrives, he was executed, by drinking poison hemlock. But so some of his friends tried to, like a Crito, tried to him break the prison, but Socrates says, no. Law and the state are like my parents. Without them, I cannot exist. How can you turn your back against something which is like your own parents? See? So Sote-san is not new. Already 2,500 years ago, Socrates said, treat law and the state like your own parents. If you're a human being, you will never turn your back against your parents. There are some bad ones who deserve to go to the hell eternally, of course. Right? So then what is the real moral duties? In the fourfold, what is called beneficence, we have both the virtue ethics and duty ethics. First two, to the heaven and earth and the parents, what you have to do is to develop a moral virtue. What kind of virtue? When you do good to others, don't attach strings to it. I told you many times. If you attach a string, expecting for reward for what you do, that is not a genuine goodwill. It is not. It damages it. Okay. Second, helping those helpless, assisting, protecting the helpless is also virtue ethics. You have to develop your virtue as a human being. You must have a warm heart to protect those helpless. If you are totally not concerned about the well-being of others, you are cold. No benevolent heart in your mind. So you have to develop as a virtue ethics. On the one hand, like doing good without expecting for a reward and so on. The other one, protecting the helpless. The first one you have to do is your own children. When they are helpless, you have to do all you can to grow. Now, if your children are grown up, there are many, many people out there helpless. As far as you can help them, even one. That's the way of developing moral virtue of WonBuddhism. What about the 3 and the 4? Third one says, what is the way of requiting the beneficence of brethren? You know that without, even there are crooks and horrible ones out there, but still we owe, in a sense, you know why? Those who are in jail, remember, if there's no jailers, I mean the prisoners, all those prisons were shut down, and the millions of people will lose their job, right? Cannot go to school. Indirectly, you know what I mean? Somehow, in a good way or a bad way, we all owe. It turns out that way. You know, for our existence, we depend on others, fellow beings. So what is the moral duty now? Practice the way of mutual benefit. Not selfish, egoistic actions, but mutual benefit. We are not asking you totally altruistic, doing only good for others. No, not that one. We are only asking mutual benefit timing. Okay? Not overcharging it. Or, you know, not paying the debt. Those are all no good. If the Wall Street followed the principle of mutual benefit, the whole country won't be this horrible situation now. Mutual benefit, not selfish, egoistic actions, horrible ones. Grandmaster Soto-san saw this in 1916. Human beings, selfish and so on. How could we correct them? Follow the moral law, moral duty, mutual benefit. Because without the help of others, you cannot exist. You know, Immanuel Kant, in his ethical theory, also includes this. You cannot live without the help of others. This is the third of the what is called the illustration of his moral duty. You know, you have a duty to be like helping others and being helped. That's what you read in Immanuel Kant's ethical philosophy, I mean moral philosophy. And what is the other duty? Law. Do justice, forsake injustice. If everybody does this, the whole world will be much better. You know what I mean? Because we are helped by laws without which we cannot live. How can we return the favor, beneficence to the laws? Doing justice and forsaking injustice, that's the way. So out of the 4 moral duties, you know, the way of beneficence required. And moreover, I said it's a religious ethics. In WonBuddhism, if you look at the big sheet, if you look at the doctrinal chart, at the bottom says, required the beneficence as making an offering to the Buddha. Traditionally in Buddhism, how do they pray to God? Making offering to the Buddha for blessings. Are you with me? To the Buddha statue. In WonBuddhism, we don't have the Buddha statue. What do you have to do? What do you have to do? Well, our way of making an offering to the Buddha is simply requiting the beneficence. Okay? Requiting the beneficence. And that is spelled out in what is called the way of, well, the principle of requiting the beneficence. And if you follow these 4, you will be a morally respectable person. And whatever you